moves. Doobie don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through. But I'm break.
Yo, back for another one. Parlay with us. You got myself, Stony Crooks, Hustle Stacks, Sean Doe coming through on a last minute. Make a last minute move, man. Good move, Sean. Sean just came in with us. Hopefully we'll have Mr. Beans with us later. We here on a post Celtics playoff exit. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna talk about the rest of the playoffs that's going on. We had a game 7 today. Man, it's down to the final 4. What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Peace, man. Everything's going well, man. Everything's going well. How about yourself? Could be better. It could be better.
Yo, it's good. Yo, listen, man. You came through, man, like on the 11th hour, man. So, yo, man, it's a good thing.
Nah, man. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, man. I ain't gonna front. So, I've been sick the last few. I think it's my allergies, bro. But it's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
but
I think
it's good, man. You here with us, man.
But I'm here, though.
That may help. This might help you, man. This might help.
I got money on this game too. I got money on this game 7. Toronto and Florida. But yeah, I'm ready to talk. What's good?
Yeah, man. Yo, man. Listen, let's start. Let's start with the playoff exit by the Celtics, man. It was so much that we could look at so many different situations. But the most popular one is the 2 20-point leads that we fumbled, the 2 20-point leads that we gave up, the shooting, the too many threes, they went cold and they didn't have like a different plan when they went cold. Man, where we start, man. It was disappointing. But hey, it is what it is. We got to live with it. And that's that. There was no adjustments made. We all agree that they should have slowed the game down, being up double digits, especially going into the 4th. Slow the game down, drive, kind of, milk that clock. Just play the lead. Play the lead. If the shots ain't going down, drive to the basket.
Play with some force, but me and Stacks, I don't know how much. Me and Stacks probably talked about this, and we talked about it, Crook. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro, Joe, I came to the conclusion that Joe has to learn how to adapt. And I'm telling you, if he don't adapt and don't try to find other ways to win, and he's a good motivator, he's friendly with the players. I feel as though he can motivate men. That's not the situation, but it's not always about motivating men. Basketball is an X's and O's sport. So don't get it twisted. It might not be football, but it is X's and O's involved. And I feel as though there's no fallback plan. There's no fallback plan. And me and Stats were talking about how being hard-headed. You got Cassell on the sideline. You got a few other people on the sideline. I don't know what the philosophy is from up top. I don't know the ins and outs of the. I know his philosophy, but I don't know if that's an organizational philosophy. So if he's not going to go forward and make adjustments, it's not just the 3-pointers either. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of sloppy basketball, inbounds plays, timeouts. It's just not the 3-point. There's a lot of stuff that I feel as though he could work on. Will I fire him? No, he's still 2 years in. You got to think of it like that. But I feel as though he has to learn how to adjust. When the plan A ain't working, what's the plan B and C? And that's just on his end. And we could go through the other, the players and who didn't show up and who didn't, Tatum's injury and all that. But I feel as though Joe. Listen a little bit, Joe. That's why you got 20 coaches on the sideline, bro. I just don't think he listens to anybody.
Yeah, he is 35. He's 35. Maybe this is the learning curve. We're gonna see because he's gonna have his hands full next season. without Tatum, and the roster is gonna change, and they're gonna tweak it here and there, in terms of the personnel. So yeah, we're gonna really see his coaching abilities. I mean, he seemed like a guy that learns, that pays attention to detail. He got a championship, so we got to give him that. But he does deserve criticism. Stacks, what you think, man? Like what? I mean, obvious the 2 20-point leads, but what stood out for you in that New York series?
Nah, man, that was just that series you fuck around and you found out. You dug yourself a hole. 0-2 at the crib. If anything, that should have been split. Then you go to New York and you blow them out game 3. Then you go up in game number 4, up 16 at the largest point, and you just, oh man, Joe. That's all. That series is all Joe. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put the whole thing. I'm gonna put the whole thing on him. I'm sorry. The whole thing is Joe Mazzulla. No adjustments. No reeling them guys in. No holding guys accountable. The lineups. I didn't like some of the lineups he did at certain times. Porzingis shouldn't have played. I don't think he should have played at all. If he wasn't going to give you nothing, I don't think he should have played at all. I mean, I get it if he couldn't even rebound. So that right there, like, that's wow. Like, Joe, you gotta sit him and go with somebody else. You got Cornette and Cater. Granted, they ain't fucking Hakeem and Wilt, but they give you better minutes than what he gave.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying, man. Then it was times times I thought Pritchard should have played more and he didn't. Like it with Drew ain't got it going. You got to ride with your 6th man of the year. You got to.
Yes.
You got to ride with him, man. I mean, times you got to double Brunson and get the ball out of his hands. Yeah, I'm be honest. I'm pissed off about that series loss. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I am too.
I'm pissed off about that series loss. Not only because we lost the way we lost, it's because we lost to fucking New York Knicks. And I knew. And look at them. You can't tell me them motherfuckers don't think they won the championship. You can't tell me that. They partying in the streets, all kind of wild shit. And that's why I don't like losing to no New York team. They treat us like we did little brothers. They always have. And that's why every time we play a New York team, we have to let them know, you motherfuckers ain't it. You know, y'all are not it. And that's why I just don't fuck with no New York teams, because any state close to them, they think we inferior to them. But that series just, that shit got under my skin, man. Mazzulla owed us one for that series. He just did a terrible job. He got severely outcoached that series. Severely outcoached, man. That's just, oh man, that dude got me. He got my blood going. I was calmed down for a little bit.
Yeah. Yo, that game 4, to me, that was a ugly loss. I mean, when you add,
it was terrible.
Like what they call insult to injury, man. Then Tatum goes down, we lose the game. When you talk about a turnaround, a turn of events, I mean, we had the momentum going into that game.
This team should have been swept, Stone. They should have been swept.
It should have been swept. I agree.
It should have been swept.
And it goes to show you, man, the coaching moves here, plays there, could just change the outcome of a game, because we had that, and we was doing exactly what we were supposed to do. Go into New York, win 2, come home, win that game 5, and yeah, they probably would have. I would have gave them that game 6, because they would have been hungry. They would have been scraping and climbing to stay alive, and then we would have just smoked them in game 7, if anything, because we already put ourselves in the 0-2 hole. So we would have gave them that game 6. We definitely would have tried to win it, but I would have gave them that, because I'm sure they would have came out hungry, and then we would have just blew them out like OKC did to Denver today, because that's what we do. Game 7 at home, that's what we do, and that would have ended the series. And we would have just talked about how it went too long. It shouldn't have went 7 games at the minimum. But when you go down 0-2, they had no room for error going down 0-2, no room. And the error, to me, the worst that could happen was Tatum getting hurt. Because if Tatum don't get hurt, we could have pushed it to game 7. I felt like even we would have lost that game, game 4, some way, somehow, we would have gotten it to game 7. I'm sure we would have with a healthy Tatum. But we put ourselves in such a hole that we couldn't afford to lose another player, and then the worst thing happened when we lost Tatum.
And scratch your claw. It was the same thing when Miami jumped on us 3-0 and we had to force them to 7. Tatum get hurt the first play. If you handle business, fellas, that shit don't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you just handle business, this doesn't happen, man. And Brad, I ain't got no heart. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Brad. Brad did a good job. He got his hands full now, though. And we're gonna see how good of a GM he is now, because he got his hands full, man. And he's gotta trim that fat. Listen, me and Doe used to go back and forth about the Holiday thing. I'm totally co-signing Doe now. I used to defend Holiday to Doe all the time. He'll tell you that. But now, Doe, I used to defend Holiday, but Doe kind of pointed it out to me, and I started watching him a little bit more, and he's washed, man. I shouldn't say he's washed. For that money he's getting, we ain't getting the pro. They signed him.
No, but he has an injury though. I mean, I don't think he fully healed.
No.
Well, he still can play defense. If he has an injury on his hand, he should still be playing defense, bro. If you gave him $30 million to be a lockdown defender, and he's not locking anybody down, you know and that's another thing. Our defense let us down, fellas.
Yeah, it did.
Just not the 3-pointers and the missed timeouts, the timely defense. For whatever reason, when they get up by 20, they forget how they got that lead. Usually when they get up by 20, they feed off their defense, feeds their offense. They're hitting, when they play lockdown D, they're hitting their threes like 80, 90% of the time. But when they do the lackadaisical, turn the ball over, ISO ball, all this other stuff, they get dejected. They don't run back on defense. They didn't really argue with the refs this series. I'll give them that. But overall, I just didn't feel no sense of urgency. One of the biggest plays to me that really put this series in the microcosm is when they were up by 20, I believe. I think it was the second game. And JT, I think either JT or JB stole the ball. I forget which one. It was on a fast break.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I think JT went to go lob it up, and he just went out of bounds, and they both go bounce.
He bounced to the JB and went right through his hands.
Okay, so you give it.
I don't know what's up with that dude. He need to put some joint on his head.
And I'm not blaming
with JB.
Yeah, I'm not blaming the whole series on that, but that was like a microcosm of the series. Like it was just like, bro, like these are plays that should be made. That's 2 points that should be had. That should be 22 instead of all those points in the playoffs count. Every possession in the playoffs count. And when it was just like, I'm not saying yell at each other and point at each other, but it was just like, oh, well, we're up by 20. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if they scored on that next possession, but I just felt like there was no sense of urgency. And that's on the coaching. As much as people say, oh, these guys make $50 million, $30 million a year. Oh, these guys, they've been playing since they were teenagers. Oh, no, they should know what to do. Nah, man. It's like being an AA, bro. I know I can't drink, but I have to go to meetings to remind myself why I don't drink. Sometimes I need that reminder, bro. And I've been sober damn near 10 years. You could be in the NBA 10 years. You need that reminder somehow how to shoot, dribble, move your feet, play with some intensity. That's what Joe's there for. And I don't like, you're not, to give those Belichick answers, Joe, you ain't that guy, brother. You won one title, bro. You giving these Belichick. I'm not saying give the media your whole game planning, but it just seems like the attitude he has with the media, he has with his assistant coaches. I might be wrong. Because there is no adjustments. You try to tell me Sam Cassell ain't like Joe. Could we put Pritchard back in there? Because Drew Holiday can't guard Jalen Brunson. Do you mind moving Derek White off of Jalen Brunson? Because he's getting cooked like Sunday food.
Don't even bring that shit up there.
Can we try something different? Can we put Cater in there for a few minutes? Because KP can't breathe.
Yeah,
what are we doing? Even tell me, you know what I mean?
Shout out to El Pollo Loso. He's saying KP, Holiday, and Porzingis got to go.
They gotta go. Yeah. They have to.
I
They have to. They have to, man.
Like you said, peace sign up. They gotta go. They
Even
got.
if you go to
Porzingis, I'm just. And we knew when we traded for Porzingis, we knew it was a gamble, and we lost the gamble. And no, let's just say we lost because we won a ring. Won a ring, even though he didn't contribute much to it.
He didn't
got us to help us get the record.
That game,
he helped us get that first place record. So we
he got it.
He got that. When it came to playoff time, when you make your money, he wasn't there. All right. So I'm just saying he's got to go. I'm just over him. I'm over the hurtness. The best ability is availability. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Best ability is availability. Drew Holiday. We listen. This is typical sports. I'm gonna get my GM on. Sorry, fellas. We got what we wanted from you. It's time to move on.
Yeah,
it happens in sports all the time. They won't be the first players that get moved on from. You know what I'm saying? But them two right there, they gotta go. And I'm a Drew. I like Drew. I like Drew as a person. Is a great guy off the court.
Drew did his thing, man. He did his thing.
He did his thing in the play. For that. Though, if he was making $10 million, I wouldn't say a word.
You can't make 35.
I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't say a word. Nope. I wouldn't say a word, though. Though we wouldn't say a word if he's making $10 million.
If he was he's making too much money. He's holding back the roster. I don't know why Brad gave him that extension, because I read the article today, man. It's gonna be tough to move these contracts.
Oh, I know why he gave him the extension.
It's gonna be tough, but hey, if anybody could make these type of moves, and Brad, I'm confident in Brad. He's gonna. I got a feeling he's gonna do something where we may be a playoff team next year, but we may not have enough to get to that championship.
Yeah, we ain't gonna compete for no.
But we'll be ready as Tatum comes. I mean, who knows? Look,
you never know.
Do we expect? Nobody expected him to acquire Porzingis and acquire Drew Holiday when he did that move last year. That kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't know what direction we was going in, but when he made those moves, got rid of Smart, and he made those acquisitions, that was unexpected.
Oh yeah,
that came out of nowhere. So I feel like he may do the same thing, but this one is a little more interesting because our all-star MVP player is going to be out at least, if not the whole next season, but
he'll be out a good chunk of it.
He'll be gone most of it. So it's going to be interesting how he goes forward, knowing that, and how he's going to adjust his roster, because he has to adjust his roster so the payroll could get a little bit under the cap, and we have to put players that are on their way and not get old. We don't want to get old.
That payroll got to get way under the cap.
Got to get way under the cap. He that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's going to prepare us for the following year, or it's going to be interesting. We're going to watch. It's going to be interesting how he goes about it. His GM skills is really going to be on display this upcoming offseason. We're going to really see his skills, the way he thinks, his philosophy. But so far, he's doing a good job. So I'm confident.
I got no beef with Brad.
I trust Brad.
Brad,
he's shrewd. He got a draft.
I agree, though. I'll tell you one thing we can all agree on. If I'm the GM or the owner, it might even have to come from the owner. I'm giving Joe Mazzulla a fucking humbling at the end of the year meeting. I'm giving him a humble. Like, listen, Joe, you won the championship. This was unacceptable. That's just what I'm telling them. I'm saying this is unacceptable. It goes like that in every job. Though you got to, if you work at your job, if you do, you might do 15 things great, and you do one thing wrong. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's same with me. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, you're right.
That series loss was unacceptable.
100% agreed. 100% agree.
I'm sorry, I can't accept that.
He's in the last year of his deal next year too.
You know what?
They're gonna keep him. They're looking at a 35-year-old that
if he don't make no adjustments,
if you don't adjust, Tony, they won't keep him.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. No, I understand. You're 100% facts. If he don't make those adjustments, definitely. And I think that what transpired in this series, because it never happened to these guys. These guys never went that cold. So they answered the questions for us. When these guys go cold, they don't have nothing else. That's what the whole league is thinking. So now they think that's the game plan against the Celtics. You know, let these
Right.
dudes get cold and let us do what we got to do. So now, without JT coming next season, and then we're gonna have players moving around. They're not gonna have that type of team that's shooting like that. So we're gonna see the type of adjustments that's gonna be made in this offseason if there's adjustments. But these next couple of years right here is gonna say a lot in terms of, are we gonna grow? Are we gonna learn and grow from this debacle? Because that's what it was. This debacle. We're gonna learn from this debacle, or we're gonna get better from it, because we can't lay down, man. We still the beast of the East, and we can't let these guys come in thinking it's all good out here, you know. So they got to understand that, you know, it's a Celtic City, you know what I'm saying? So we got to see how they're gonna adjust going forward, and you know, we're gonna watch, and then as the players come in and out, as we make these player changes, and it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to watch, and I'm going to see how all this thing works out. But it definitely has to be some changes. Definitely got to be some changes made. But Mazzulla does deserve. He deserves that opportunity next year and the year after.
I do trust Brad though to shake up that roster.
He got to shake up that roster.
He's definitely.
Joe got me beside myself right now. And if I had to make a decision right now, with some of these head coaches that are floating around out there that need jobs, that have jobs, I'm telling you, it's on my mind against him. I ain't gonna lie to you, because that shit was unacceptable. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll cool off, but to watch him,
cool off, because
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that dude that Memphis fired, he can coach. I'm just telling you, he draws up shit. He can coach.
I feel that way about Doc Rivers. Like, how you think people feel about him? I feel the same. I feel even worse about Doc Rivers. You talking about the worst? It was a miracle that we won in 08. Trust me, it took a miracle. Doc Rivers is the worst postseason coach in history.
But I ain't gonna lie to
you. Doc
you.
Rivers is the worst postseason coach in history.
He is.
You're talking about a coach that blew multiple 3-2. I mean, he blew, I think, the most game clinching at home games. Games at home that can clinch the series, he blew them all. Most of them. That's why it's so known.
I agree with you most.
And remember, in 08, we struggled in 08 to get that. Let me tell you, that title, we had to pull some miracles out that ass in 08. You know, with Mazzulla, we won convincingly. There was no resistance. There was no drama. There was no nothing. You got to take that into account. We smoked through the postseason last year. With Doc, we had some game sevens, some last minute shots that we had to make, some miracles, and like it was crazy, man. We had to come back from a 20-point lead in LA. Like it was a lot of drama, and you know, the way you feel about Mazzulla at this moment, which you'll cool off just because he's a young coach, man. We got to take that into account. He's 35, and you know, I feel like he's off to a good start, but at the same time, yeah, we definitely got to stop watching how he moves forward from this, because this was a bad look. Our worst fear came out. We always talked about it. What if these guys got a bad shooting night? These guys had one of the worst shooting 2 games in history. Like all those shots that they missed, wide open shots. And the scary part of that is that we didn't make no adjustments. And on top of that, even though we blew those 20-point leads, we still couldn't make a game-winning shot. We couldn't make a clutch shot. We had no type of clutch moment. Because even that could have did something. You got Jalen Brunson drawing that foul. He made those free throws to win the game, and all kinds of clutch. We don't have those clutch moments, and that's another thing that we should also look at.
Yeah, he got to stop. Even in regular season, it's not all about. If we talk about team, I don't understand why they're always the end of the game with Tatum gets the ball, 95% of the time it's a fucking shit show. And Joe always, it just continues. You got 4 or 5 shooters on the court. Use Tatum as a decoy. He doesn't always have to be the guy that takes the game-winning shot. I get it. He's your best player. I get it. You like him. I get it. he don't always got to be the offense. To me and Stats were talking. I think they need to get a pure point guard. Not Derek, not a hybrid, not Drew Holiday, not Jaylen Brown. Definitely not Jaylen Brown running your offense. Yeah, he had that good game 5. But overall, Jaylen Brown can't even go left. I'm watching this, bro. This is not even I'm watching this random YouTube video of the games in Chicago, bro, and these dudes are balling on the court. And dude goes, he got no left like Jaylen Brown. Like you can hear it in the back. These are some young kids. Everybody know he can't go left, but you want to have him running your offense and running through him and Tatum. They have to switch up that offense, man. Isn't this not about taking a 3-pointer? It's like, okay, if you're not hitting your 3, what do you adapt? What could you adapt to? And it's like it worked last year. I'm not gonna take away the championship, Stoney. But Stoney, they had an easy ass road. They had no resistance last year. None.
No resistance, but they had to get the job done.
They did. And that's why I said I will never take it away. I will never take it away. But what I'm saying is when Halliburton goes out, no Jimmy Butler, no Donovan Mitchell the whole series. Don't get me wrong. I think they would have won it last year anyway. But what I'm saying is for them to go through, they didn't really have no stress in that playoffs last year.
Now Donovan played 2 games though. He played 2
games.
But
2 games. Yeah, but he wasn't. But you get what I'm saying. He wasn't there the whole series, bro. Like I said, I won't take it away from him. But whenever they get punched in the mouth, they have to know how to make an adjustment. Whether you up by 20 or you up by 5, you can't always the end of you said clutch shots. Clutch shots are built out of good play. Like T says, the things these coaches run. You don't run anything. You just basically saying, JT, you run to the backcourt and you dribble up the court and go right and create a shot. There's no pick and roll. There's no movement. There's no nothing. There's no nothing with that guy. And like I said, I'm not gonna say get rid of him, but he has to, like T said, he's on a short leash. He got 1 year left on that contract, and there's a new ownership in town, bro. These are new owners. The same. Yeah, Whitney ain't there no more. This is new. This is all new.
They're gonna make moves, but I don't think it's gonna be that drastic in terms of the mindset from the owners and Brad Stevens. I think they're gonna all have the same perspective. I don't think these owners are coming in trying to really,
No, but they're not gonna. But I don't believe they're gonna. I don't believe they pay $6 billion for a team, and you ain't gonna have a play, and you can't make it to the conference final.
Oh no doubt. But what they're gonna
I don't care who's in charge. I don't care who bought that team. You can't keep going out first, second round. And I'm not saying that still. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. But what they're gonna take into account is, this team's been going far for the last 5-6 years. They've been making it to that conference final. So there's a lot of wear and tear.
No, for sure. Team, 100%.
Right? Yeah, we underachieved. When we made it to the finals, we underachieved when we went down 0-3 against Miami. But the year before that, we beat Miami. I mean, we've been around. We've been those guys in the East.
They've been close for a long time.
We've been around for it. You got to take that into account. And then also, with battling injuries, like it is what it is. JB it just came out. He had a partially torn meniscus that he might have to address in the offseason. You have Porzingis with his situation. Drew Holiday, he had a calf situation that kept him out the last week. And then, of course, the injury to Tatum, Horford's old. So we had a very challenging year. It didn't have to be challenging how we took care of our business. We wouldn't have had to go through this, this tough series. It was tough for us. But they're going to take all that into account. But I think regardless of what would have happened, changes were going to be made.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
But
100%.
With us losing in this round, and the circumstances, I think the changes are going to be maybe a little more surprising than it would have had we made it to the finals. Yeah, we make it to the finals. I think they wouldn't they wouldn't have got too
They have to
crazy.
shave payroll anyway because they're not going to spend $500 million on this on
No.
35-year-old Drew Holiday, a 40-year-old Al Horford. So those guys and Paul Zingis who can't breathe. I don't know what home he has.
It's been going on. It's been going on for a long time, though.
I don't know what he has. I'm not here to talk crazy about him and speculate. All I'm saying is you can't play 40 games a year and come in and don't have these mysterious illnesses. I'm not saying it wasn't a real illness. What I'm saying is, what are you taking care of? Are you taking care of yourself off the court? Are you over here? Like, what's your issues? Like, and like I said, I'm not giving him, I don't know. I just don't see how they're gonna get rid of his contract though after that. They might just let it run out. Who's gonna take Porzingis with his $35 million?
Yeah, they're gonna.
That's
see
a whole nother talk.
Yeah,
anyway.
they're gonna see what's going on. Shout out to Mike. He's like, don't hate. I'm a Knicks fan who found this. Guys, I know you lost, but I give anything to see one championship. Celtics will be back. Hey man, you know something, man. Yo, yo, Mike. It's just part of being a fan. I mean, we suffered a long time too before the Patriots won in 01, and we hadn't won anything since the 80s. Like, all of us go through it. I know you Knicks, y'all been going through it. Y'all haven't won since 73, and y'all came close. But hey, you guys might break through this year, But if not, you guys got something good going. Hey, you just got to stay being a fan, continue to root for your team, and that's what matters, man. You got a chance this year, so we'll see what happens, man. Shout out to Mike.
Man, listen, that's I mean, I just knew when y'all beat this Boston, y'all was gonna act a goddamn fool. That's
yeah.
That
goes to show you how much they've been, struggling to win something. Man.
I just hope all y'all that's been partying and is celebrating. Just forget y'all ain't sealed no deal. You know what I'm saying? The deal has yet to be sealed. So all y'all hanging on the light post, hanging on Times Square, fucking whatever it was, dudes hanging all climbed up there, taking selfies, and like they won the championship, pushing shit down in the street. Remember, the deal is not sealed. The deal is not sealed.
But shout out to Mike. He came through as a true fan. I like what he said. That's some cool shit. And hey man, good win for you guys. Y'all deserved it. Like I wouldn't take nothing from the Knicks. I mean, they did. We got to remember that those two games that they came back and won by 20. You got to give them that. We had our full squad. They had their full squad. And when they did that,
man, I'm not taking anything away. I'm not taking anything away from anybody. But like T said, you got to win the championship before you start running around, hanging off the goalposts. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they wilding over there like they won.
Yeah, that's New York. So imagine when they do win it, they're gonna need the National Guard out there, man. The troops are gonna have to come out there because if they celebrating for that, just imagine if they win it. That shit could be dangerous, man. Let's move on, man. I mean, we know there got to be changes done. I mean, we're gonna see. Hey, man, it was a good season, I mean, in its own right. But hey, this is part of it, man. This is part of defending your title, man. You gotta come correct. And hey, real quick, I mean, look at the Spurs. Look at that Spurs team. They never got to repeat. They would win one and not even and get bounced the second round of next year. They'll win the following year and they'll get bounced again.
The NBA love the Spurs. The NBA just be giving them 92 picks. They just say, hey, the Spurs in the lottery, where they at? Give them the second pick.
But it's crazy how that team they go up and down, and they be coming back with the full squad.
Yeah,
they never got to repeat though. They won like every other year for 3 years.
Oh my god, that is insane. NBA, man.
That's crazy. So let's move on, man. I want to talk about a little bit about this this OKC, man. They spanked the Nuggets 125-93. What you guys think? You think OKC is that team to beat? I mean, they're the number one team right now, still, remaining overall. Y'all think they could, take it all the way?
Yeah, it's a possibility. But it's a possibility. I'm rolling with Ant-Man myself. But I think I would be surprised if OKC did go all the way. But I just like the way Ant-Man took him to the same spot they in last year. Let's see if we can get over this hump right here. Or is he going to be Tatum and Brown and just get there 3 times and don't win? So I just think he has an opportunity. And if Julius Randle keep playing like this, I think they win. I just think if Jules, them role players are playing well for him, I mean, they clicking right now. I mean, they click. I mean, granted, they beat Golden State without Curry. Everybody knows when you win a championship, you got to have some luck. It ain't everybody. You just don't go through and mow down everybody, except that Golden State team. But shit, they were KD and Curry. That was given. But when you win a championship, there's some luck involved with it. And I shouldn't say that about Golden State because they did have some luck when my man slid under Kawhi when he was on the Spurs that one time, and Kawhi didn't play the rest of that series. So yeah, they had a little bit. Do they beat San Antonio with a healthy Kawhi? I don't know. I don't know. So
and remember, Golden State, they had to get. Well, they did win one without KD, but KD helped them win those other 2.
Oh, KD didn't help him. He was the bus driver.
That dude, he got busy in those 2 championships, man. And without him, where they had won those, I mean, that's something to think about, man.
It is something to think about.
Think about it, because it seemed like another team. There you go, another example. When you really put it on them defensively wise on the Warriors, you really get on them. Yeah, they're not as effective as they usually are with teams that play them soft. Where they get, because they was a 3 shooting team as well. But when they went up against those teams that played that D, even Toronto, I know Toronto got lucky because Klay Thompson got hurt, but still, they was with Klay Thompson there. They was in the series, and they was really putting it on the Warriors.
They got lucky. KD got hurt, then Klay got hurt. So Toronto,
they got
it was a little bit of luck involved, but they rightfully so. They should shoot the 3 when you got Steph and Klay. Goddamn, I wouldn't say one word about them shooting 3s. They can shoot as many as they want. You know what I'm saying?
Klay Thompson. His shot when he shoots, it look like it's always gonna go in. It's like his form and everything. He's a great shooter, man. But going back to OKC, man, I like them. That's the one.
I think I'm
moving for them, man.
How they go, man. I don't see anybody beating them.
I think they're gonna be.
The way they played, man. I watched them obviously, but today I really sat down and watched them. I'm like, yo, their defense is different, bro. They weren't even hitting their shots today, and they still won by 30. Yeah. And I think
they were losing by 10 at one point.
I was telling stats the other day. The only reason why I went 7 because the guy that's on the other team, the best, bro. That might be the best damn basketball player I think one of them I ever seen, bro. That dude is just, I don't know. He just different. Joker is just that good.
Oh yeah,
That's
Joker.
why I even went that far, but. There's no other player left in the tournament like Joker. I'm sorry, bro. That dude is that good. I woke up. I was late to the party. I really studied what he was doing out there, creating shots. Everything he does, man, he's just an unbelievable basketball player. That's what I was saying. That's the only reason why Denver went where they went. But when OKC's got, you got Caruso out there who seems like he's back on his game defensively. Dort, Wallace, Wiggins, the 2 big guys, then you got one of the top 5 players in the league on your team. If they're running on all cylinders, ain't no one beating them. Ain't no Julius Randle, no Rudy Gobert, none of that. But if Ant goes Ant-Man and he does Superman things, and McDaniel plays how he's been playing, you're gonna need a little bit more from DiVincenzo. I like how what's his name been playing old head. What's his name? The point guard. Conley's been playing decent. It ain't gonna be no sweep or nothing like that. But I think that's gonna be a tough series. And I think OC will get them. But if they're playing on all cylinders, man, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, they're gonna be hard to beat, man.
Yeah, I like the matchup, man. I just like the way Julius is averaging 23 and 10. I mean, that's big numbers in the playoffs, man. From the second guy. From the second guy, you know what I'm saying? That's the first guy.
He's a horse. He's a horse, man. He's an old school player. He likes to bang. He ain't gonna shy away from contact.
likes to bang.
No, they gonna bang with him because I know
that's what he wants, and
they're gonna definitely bang with him. But you gotta give Julius Randle his props, man. But Golden State, then they weren't throwing anything out there, man. There was no resistance. That I don't know.
Yeah, but still, those games wasn't close. They dismantled them like they were supposed to. Now, if those games was close, it was, but those games,
that's a good
they had
point.
one game with Steph played.
But you got who you got covering Julius Randle? Looney? Who's covering him?
Exactly. I'm saying, but Julius Randle had a great game his first series too. You know what I'm saying? The first series.
Who they play against the first series?
Against the Lakers, he had a great series that series too. So he's been consistent. Hey,
no, he's had a good play. No, don't get me wrong. He's definitely had a good.
That's what I'm saying. But
he ain't reached no defense. This man, that team is man.
I just think Chet's a little light in the ass to cover Randle. I just think Randle's gonna bump him over the court. I just think they got to switch that up.
Well, he's gonna have to because that team they got 4 or 5. They got their whole. Everybody could basically except Shea.
They match up well. I think they got a little more scoring than the Timberwolves. So I think they got an advantage there. But man, listen, the Timberwolves are gonna have to really play a hell of a defensive game against this offense. Everybody could score. Everybody could create their own shot.
They can hit the three. They can hit the mid. They
pretty
can go
loaded.
inside. They could.
Yeah, there's a lot they could do, and they have the home court advantage. You know, at home they animals at home. On the road, they're not as effective, but they can steal a game on the road. But they home versus road stats are, you know, it's a big difference there, and that's why Denver was able to take it to 7 games because they was able to handle their business at home. Let me send a quick shout out to Ramon, Jordan Ware, Mike. Shout out to those guys, man, for you know checking us out. Remember, like and subscribe, parlay with us. We had going over this NBA playoffs. We got Sean Doe, Stacks, myself, Crook. You know, back for another one, breaking these playoffs down. Yeah, going back to that OKC, yeah. So Timberwolves and Stacks, like we said, man, Ant-Man's gonna have to play one of those grown man games. You know, he's the star, he's the man, he's gonna have to play a grown man game and not get in his feelings and start going out of that. And if he plays a grown man game, yeah, this is gonna be a long series. Yeah. When I say grown man, I mean, you know, if things ain't working for you, you got to do other things that's going to help your team and not get too frustrated and let it affect your game and your focus.
Nah, I think he's above that shit. He battle test. Remember, he was here last year. Remember, they were down. I think they were down 3-1 to Denver and came back and won that series. So Denver won 3 in a row. So Ant battle test. He ain't the one I'm worried about. I ain't worried. Ant-Man ain't gonna be Ant-Man. That's just it. But I'm just telling you, I just like the way they role players are playing. Rudy Gobert silently's been playing very well. So
Gobert's been playing really well, man.
Yeah, he really has. He's been playing very well. Conley's been playing well. That's gonna be a series, man. That's gonna be a series. And you think about it, like you said, OKC had mental lapse because there was 2 games that Joker, the kryptonite was out for Joker. He played like straight shit. 2 games.
Yeah, he did.
And Denver still won them games. You know what I'm saying? So can they afford to have? I just don't know. I watched that whole series. There was 2 games that Aaron Gordon and shout out to Brian Braun, yo. That kid is good. Yeah, shout out to Denver. They draft well. Whoever the draft, he's made Michael Porter expendable. That kid right there, he's good.
Yeah, Michael Porter. What happened to that guy, man?
He made him expendable. That Braun kid is going to be
Porter
ladder for Denver. But I just think Joker. It was 2 games that I watched. I was like, damn, this dude. Granted, he come off a tough 7-game series where he had to bang with goddamn Zubac for 7 games. That's tough. But it was 2 games he was pedestrian. And OKC, Denver still won them games. So that's what I'm saying. Minnesota can catch them slipping like that, they better watch out. They better watch out.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, man. It's gonna be a great series. I think both conferences got great finals. Like I think that Indiana Knicks game, I think that's gonna go 7. That's gonna go 6 or 7. Definitely. That series is gonna go back and forth, man. Yeah, let's get into that East Conference matchup. Indiana, before we get out of here, man. Let's get into that Knicks Pacers series. The Knicks with the home court advantage. Hey man, that's a 6 man right there. Oh, right, that's what you call it, the 6 man. That real home court advantage, and that crowd is electric over there in MSG. I mean, they get down over there. I mean, they don't make any visiting team nervous. Just how crazy they get over there. But
I think Indiana,
it's gonna be a good series.
I think Indiana likes playing in those type. I don't think they give a fuck, to be honest with you. I think Indiana is one of those teams.
I agree with you. I think they like that.
Indiana likes all this shit because no one cares about them, and they've been in the conference finals 2 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? And they have the quote unquote most overrated player. The thing is, the teams. What I've noticed, the teams that are still left, all that scoring and all that, are the teams that are connected defensively and offensively. What I mean by that is like, it just feels like they're always on go. Like there's always intensity. There's always intensity with Minnesota. There's always intensity with OKC. There's always intensity with Indiana. And that dude Halliburton, I don't know, man. I don't know if it means much. It seems like he got something to prove. He don't mind taking whatever shot. What's his name's playing like he's on fire. The dude we had.
My guy.
Yo, this is
getting busy.
I'm happy for Neesmith, man.
Yeah, Neesmith, man. This dude he gives them at least 3 or 4 second possessions a game, it seems like. Maybe even 5. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Nemhart? What's his name?
Yeah, Nemhart.
You got Turner balling. For me, there's gonna be the situation is gonna be. I don't think this is just my opinion. I know a lot of New York people watching. Indiana could score. In the Knicks, the first 4 or 5 games, they were scoring 91. You have to score more than 91 points against them because they run, and that's the thing. The Knicks ain't good on defending is that fact that's what they kept saying. The Celtics need to run and go. But they walking above the court and all this bullshit. So that series, you're right. That series is gonna be that. I think that's gonna go 7.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go 7.
It could be anybody's game in 7. And I don't know. I'm just saying that Indiana. I mean, they go, man. They go and they defend, and they've been the top 3 or 4 defense the second half of the season.
And this dude, Cat, he's gonna have his hand full with Turner.
Oh yeah,
Turner.
Yeah, man,
they're a healthy team. They're a healthy team.
Siakam and what's his name is gonna be a good battle, and Bridges.
That's gonna be a great battle. This is gonna be a great series, and
that's gonna be a good series.
I'm definitely gonna watch the series. It's gonna go 7. And listen, if it goes 7 at MSG, man, I don't care where I'm at. I'm definitely gonna watch that game. Because the old Pacers Knicks games used to be entertaining with Reggie Miller when he scored those 8 points in 8 seconds. Like,
yeah,
that is a history with those guys. It's those playoffs matchups always been entertaining. I watched it back in the days.
The NBA knows how to write a script.
I didn't.
Other than Taylor Blow, it's the best script ever.
Did I watch? I don't know. I don't think I watched.
Yes,
I did. I watched that Reggie Miller game where he made them shots. He made 8 points in like.
Was Dale Davis on that team? The Davis brothers.
Yeah, the Davises were on that team.
I don't
Mark
think.
Jackson.
I don't know if they were there yet. I don't know if they were there yet. No, that was back in the day. I think Rick Smithson might have been on that team then.
Oh, Smiths and
So that was
Mark Jackson on that team.
Yeah,
that was the 95 roster, right?
I don't know if Del Davis was there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was the 95.
I think it was. I think that was Rick Smiths and the other big man they had.
Yeah, Mark
Shrimp?
Jackson.
Derek Shrimp?
Jackson was there. Yeah, Mark Jackson, Rick Smith.
Derek Shrimp, was Shrimp there?
Yeah, they was there. The Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, they were there.
How much did they play though? They might not have played much.
But Byron Scott was there, Sam Mitchell.
The Davis brothers were there. I don't remember them
they were
playing
there.
much.
And that was 95. That was 95 because 90. You got to remember, the Knicks got it in because remember Jordan had retired. Hold on, what the hell is going on? Yeah, Jordan had retired in 93, so you got to remember 94, 95. That was when the Knicks and the Pacers were going at it. They used to make it to those, to the semifinals. Those are the semifinal games. That wasn't even the conference championships, but they was battling a lot because Jordan wasn't there. So the Bulls, they were getting knocked out early. But 95, yeah, that 90, 94, 95. 94, the Knicks, they made it to the finals that year, so they won that year. But 95 95 is when they had problems with Reggie Miller. That's when Reggie Miller was a problem to those guys, man. He and they blamed it on Spike Lee because he was, Spike Lee was on the sideline talking shit. They were heated. They were heated at Spike Lee. He couldn't miss in that game. That series, he could not miss. Reggie Miller was on fire that game. And every time he made a three, he looked at Spike Lee. Every single time. But yeah, that was. It's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be a good series. We all agree that series is gonna go 7. That series is gonna go 7. I like Indiana. It's gonna be crazy. It could be Indiana versus OKC in the NBA Finals. But that's the world we're living in now. I mean, not too long ago we had Phoenix and Milwaukee in the finals. Toronto and fucking Golden State. Like, it's just been that type of league, compared to back in the days. All these teams the same teams used to always make it,
Indiana versus OKC would be fun though, because they definitely be running up and down the court.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think
fun.
I think that'd be a good series. That's what and
to be fair, the NBA wants that type of shit. They want like those little mid. That's good for the game.
Yeah, because those the fans know that your team got a chance.
Yeah,
if they make,
I'm not saying they scripting it like that, but they wouldn't mind that,
Yeah, I agree.
Quick question though before we head out. Giannis, where's he gonna end up?
I don't know. He put out some cryptic shit today, so he depends on. Giannis won't go somewhere we can compete for a championship. He just ain't. He's gonna go somewhere where he's got to. First of all, there's got to be a headstrong head coach, and there's got to be a roster put together that he can get to the finals. He's not. That's what he wants. So if to go and play with some bullshit, hell, he might as well stay in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's gonna go to a good situation.
There's a lot of teams that can put packages together for him. I mean, if you look at it, San Antonio can give him 2 first-round draft picks and Vassell. I mean, I would
love him to go there. I think they're building something nice over there in San Antonio, man.
Houston can give him some players and some picks.
The NBA is building something nice over there.
OKC can give him some players and some picks. I mean, shit, a lot of people.
Hey, Mike, my bad, man. I know, man. I didn't mean to bring them bad memories. Mike says I was down with you until you said the name Reggie Miller. Nah, I'm playing with you guys. All right. Reggie Miller is a legit Joker villain, the all-time Knicks. Yeah, man. Trust me, you can't say his name in New York. That's like a swear, man. That'll get you in trouble. But hey, you guys got a chance to redeem yourselves, man. So hey, man, you know,
Yeah,
I gotta come through.
Over MJ, they actually beat Reggie. They never beat MJ though.
Oh, they never beat MJ, but they
never beat MJ, but they actually beat Reggie.
But you know why? But you know why they had a little respect for MJ? Not too much. They hated, but they didn't hate him that much. You know why? Because he's from Brooklyn. MJ's from New York, so you know it's like
that motherfucker was born in Brooklyn for 10 hours and take away. See, that's why I don't fuck with New York. You see what I mean by that New York shit right there, man? You see it, right? You see it.
They all stressed it. They had Spike Lee on the other day. They were talking about MJ. He was like, "Yo, MJ was born right there. He was
born in Brooklyn. He don't claim it though. Shit.
No, he don't claim it now. He don't. But they claim him though.
Yeah, of course they do. They claim Carmelo.
And they wear his sneakers.
They claim Carmelo too. He ain't from. He born and raised. He born in New York, raised in Baltimore. Come on, man. Stop it. We ain't doing that, man. There they go again.
Hey man, look, it is what it is, man.
Bill Laimbeer was born in Boston. Do we claim him, motherfucker? No, we don't claim him.
No, we don't claim that motherfucker.
Who?
He wasn't born in Boston.
Was born in
Maybe in
Boston.
Massachusetts.
Who was born in Boston?
Bill Laimbeer. Do we claim him? No, we don't claim him.
Oh man.
He was born in Massachusetts somewhere, not in Boston though.
Okay, it was Massachusetts.
Nigga was not.
No, it's a big difference. I mean,
he's born in like Greenfield.
Born in fucking Syracuse. You ain't claiming New York like that. They're not claiming you if you was born in Syracuse.
Nigga say he was born in Greenfield.
Fuck out of here, man.
Worcester.
He said
motherfucker got born in the hospital in New York, then left when he was a month and a half. And
nigga said they
left with him the next day.
Remember Jordan was in that Crooklyn video though? Jordan played up to it though, Stack. Remember he was in that Crooklyn video?
Spike Lee's his man. You know, Spike Lee had to pay. Who know how much he paid him? You know, that was during the Jordan 3 era, so he had to sell them Jordan 3s.
That's when he was that Crooklyn video. I think he was playing. I think he was in the baseball uniform in that video, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's like, he was in a baseball uniform.
He was like, I'm from Brooklyn, and then he had like the bat, nigga. Jordan was.
But you know what? When you look back at that, that was smart on his part.
No, Stacks is right though. He probably got a bag.
The Bulls play. He can't be in
bag. No. Stacks is right. He probably got a bag for that. Because he was gambling at that time. He probably said, Spike, give me a couple of mil. I'll say, I was born in Brooklyn Presbyterian and they flew my ass out.
Do you ever know Mike to do something that was free? Come on.
That's true. That's true.
Yo, hey, great show, fellas. I mean, yo, man, it was a good show today, man. You know, we covered a lot. It's gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna continue to cover these playoffs. We down to the last 4. I think it's gonna be a great Eastern and Western Conference Finals. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot to break down in these games as these games get closer. I want to shout out everybody that came through today, man. Mike, let me scroll down. Mike, Ethan, Ramon, Jordan Ware. All you guys, Anthony Edwards, El Pollo Loso, shout out to you guys for coming through tonight, hanging out with us. Shout out to Beans out there. You know, he'll be back with us soon, man. Shout out to Doe coming through last minute, but on time, right on time. You know, good look though. That you just as the damn credits went off, man. Right there.
I was like trying to put my bet in for this hockey game, and I look at the clock. I'm over here fucking sneezing.
No, you timed it right.
I'm always on time, bro. You already know.
I even got stuck, man. I was like, yo, dude, it was crazy, but yo, that was mad love, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Stacks. You know, we had a great show today. Remember, everybody like and subscribe. We'll be back Thursday. We'll go over some games and
I think games they start Tuesday and Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday. So, you know, Thursday we'll have something to, you know, to dissect and break down. Because I know Thursday night is the Western Conference, and Wednesday, the Pacers and Knicks gonna get started. But yeah, guys, to the next one, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Great show tonight, man. Yo, to the next one, fellas.
Peace.
Peace, peace.
Yo.
Yeah, God, to make moves. Doobie don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, sun get through.